Boris Sidis and Saracetus, Jews seeking refuge from political and religious persecutions in Ukraine, decided to immigrate to the United States. The courage of this couple in pursuit of a better life, away from threats and discriminations, laid the foundation for the birth of what would become the world's smartest man, with an IQ of 300. He had a mind that would surpass the barriers of conventional knowledge. But for some reason, he was erased from history. You may have never heard of William James Sidis, but in today's video, we'll tell you the story of the smartest man in the world. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. Who were William James's parents? Born in 1867, his father, Boris Sidis, faced imprisonment at 17 in Ukraine for challenging established laws by teaching peasants to read. This action, though challenging, paved the way for his later role as an educator in the United States. Immigration to New York marked the beginning of a new life, where Boris worked in factories and became an English teacher for immigrants, leveraging his skills in various languages. Destiny intervened when Boris Sidis met Sarah, a young Russian whose family had also sought refuge in the United States. Sarah, one of the few women of her time to earn a medical degree, complemented Boris's intellectual ability. Together, they formed a union that not only shaped the future of their family, but also planted the seeds of William James Sidis's extraordinary intelligence. The passionate Sidis couple married in 1892, the same year Boris managed to enter the prestigious Harvard University. This decision was the first step toward a life dedicated to education and the search for innovative pedagogical methods. The birth of William James Sidis, the smartest man in the world. On April 1, 1898, William James Sidis was born, the prodigy whose name would echo through the corridors of intellectual history. The teaching methodology adopted by his parents from the beginning proved to be unique and exceptional. They believed that education should awaken children's natural curiosity from an early age, rejecting fear-based methods. At just 18 months old, William was already reading the New York Times, a remarkable feat for such a young child. His parents, aware of his potential, sought to stimulate not only memory, but also deep understanding. They hung letter blocks in his crib, and from this experience, a prodigious mind began to develop. Boris Sidis's theory on childhood education. Boris Sidis's educational theory, consolidated in the 1911 book Philistine and Genius, questioned traditional fear-based approaches. For Boris, parents should be the primary instructors of their children, guiding them through stimulation and interaction with well-trained adults. He believed that it is never too early for parents to start shaping their children's minds in the right direction. The method applied to William's education proved effective. At 3 years old, he had reportedly read Homer's epic in Greek, demonstrating a profound understanding of the language. At 4, he knew how to type, and by 8, he mastered not only English, but also languages such as Latin, Greek, French, Russian, German, Hebrew, and Turkish. William James Sidis's prodigious childhood. William James Sidis's childhood was undoubtedly unusual. His parents adopted the approach of treating him as an adult from a very young age. Instead of children's stories, he listened to Greek myths at bedtime, absorbing classical and astronomical knowledge before even reaching adolescence. His parents, immersed in their own theories, cultivated an intellectual environment for William that challenged the conventional standards of the time. His early years were filled with remarkable achievements. At 8 months, he tackled the challenge of eating on his own, an activity considered very advanced for his age. At 3, he was already communicating verbally, and at 4, he skillfully typed on the typewriters of the time. His parents attributed William's intelligence not only to innate talent, but mainly to the educational environment they provided. Harvard rejects the early genius. Despite his exceptional achievements, William Sidis's entry into Harvard University was rejected when he was just 9 years old. The institution cited a lack of emotional maturity, a decision that sparked controversy. It was only at the age of 11, in 1909, that William was admitted to Harvard, excelling in advanced mathematics and becoming the youngest member of the university's mathematics club. William Sidis's academic trajectory continued to be impressive. In 1914, at the age of 16, he reportedly spoke 40 languages and received his bachelor's degree in mathematics with the highest honours. His mastery in various disciplines and lectures at academic events solidified his reputation as a prodigy beyond conventional measure. From the peak of genius to voluntary obscurity. After his graduation, William Sidis's adult life took unexpected turns. He attempted to study law at Harvard, but dropped out before completion. His life choices were marked by seclusion, political activism, and decisions that defied conventional expectations. The press and society, initially amazed by his achievements, began to question his choices and interpret his actions as signs of mental disorder. William Sidis, rejecting the traditional path, opted for jobs that did not require mental effort, operating machines, and working as a short-order cook in a diner. His decision not to enlist during World War II and his atheistic and leftist stance led to additional controversies. The decline and unrequited obsession. In his pursuit of a perfect life, William Sidis found himself entangled in personal obsessions. His passion for Martha Foley, an Irish activist, was unrequited due to his father's opposition. This episode triggered a period of imprisonment after William participated in a socialist parade in Boston. His life began to reflect the turbulence of his choices and the ongoing search for meaning. Traumatized by his past, William chose to distance himself from anything related to his youth and achievements. This decision led him to jobs that did not challenge his mind, marking a notable contrast with his years of academic glory. The tragic end of William James Sidis. In the summer of 1944, at the age of 46, William Sidis suffered a cerebral embolism, causing his death from a brain hemorrhage. His body was found a week later next to a single photograph of Martha Foley, the woman who occupied his thoughts throughout his life. The legacy of William James Sidis, considered the smartest man in history, is a complex narrative of extraordinary achievements, controversial choices, and an incessant search for unrequited love. From an academic prodigy to a man who chose a life of seclusion, the complexities of his journey fascinate and intrigue. Was his intelligence innate, or the result of the unique education provided by his parents? That is a question that remains unanswered. William James Sidis, though admired for his genius, faced challenges in his adult life. His refusal to conform to social and academic expectations, combined with his peculiar life choices, made him a misunderstood figure. His legacy continues to inspire debates about the nature of intelligence, the limitations of the traditional education system, and the challenges faced by those endowed with exceptional abilities. The life of William James Sidis serves as a reminder that genius in itself does not guarantee a smooth journey or a fulfilling life. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Until next time.